So first of all, Justin,
Yes.
I just want to reassure you
Yeah.
that despite what you might have seen in Scott's videos, he is actually a very nice person in person.
Oh, I assume that he's a very nice person from what I've seen on videos.
I don't know what videos you've been watching then. Not the same
The
ones.
Super Star Wars and the Super Empire videos are two of my favorites.
Did you see him go off? Like, which one was it, Scott?
It would have been last one, episode 6, with it's like 35 minutes long.
Wash your mouth out. Do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Kind of go off.
Oh, that was nothing compared to the stuff I edited out.
Scott holds the title. I've still got to get a framed certificate for this. The title of dropping the first C-bomb on our channel.
Nice.
Yep.
Just slipped out, and a fair lot more slipped out in that last episode.
we used to do a thing when I used to stream Fortnite and Call of Duty. We had a standard thing where we'd always get 4 of us to play. So there was 3 of us in a group that we called the Blue Jizz Crew. Mm-hmm. Because in Fortnite you cover yourself in the blue jizz to make yourself strong. And so yeah. And it would always be, quick guys, I'm jizzing, come and get jizz all over you. And we would always invite a 4th person on so we could play quads. And we would always say, look, we're streaming. You can say whatever you like, but whatever you do, don't say cunt. And we'd all of us several times go, just don't say cunt. If you can not say cunt,
don't say it.
That would be great.
Yeah.
And then the other person would naturally go, oh, okay, as long as I don't say cunt. And we'd all go, oh, dude,
you fucked it. Cunt, you fucked it up.
Piece of shit. You're off. You're out. As soon as this game's finished, you're gone. And then we'd kick them off for swearing. Because we were pieces of shit.
Dirtbags. Little children.
Mm-hmm.
So, fellas, usually we just talk about whatever the fuck on these things, but I've actually got something that I want to bring up, because it's timely, because it's something that's just happened. And
it's not 16 nuggets, is it?
It's not 16 nuggets. Scott has just smashed 16 nuggets, by the way, if you were watching this. I don't know how this next hour and a half is going to go. I don't know if Scott's going to make the distance. We'll find out. At what point in 16 nuggets did you start to realize that 16 was too many nuggets?
It was a bit too many. It was around about the 8 to 10 mark.
Wow, that's still a long bit of road to go if you hit 8.
Yeah. That last one took me like a good 3 minutes, and really I can down them in one bite.
Right.
That last one I had
right now. So we're literally like my thing says we're 3 minutes into this roughly. How are they sitting now?
They're sitting fine.
Okay.
There's no
issues. Okay.
There's no stirrings from below or anything.
No rumblings in Mordor. I think
this image of Scott's hand going, but sir, it's only wafer thin, as he shoves it into his mouth through clenched teeth.
Well, I'm going to do periodic nugget check-ins throughout this episode. And I want you to give me, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm feeling fantastic, 1 is I've just shit my pants. Where are you right now at 3 minutes in?
I'm at probably a 9.5.
Or a 9.5. So you are sated. You are super satisfied right now with your decision.
Probably a 9. Because I'm still feeling like a bit of that.
We've slid in the space of 1 sentence. We've slid half a point.
I'm feeling that. I'm feeling like a bit of the residual heartburn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Coming in.
What sauce did you have?
No sauce.
Just dry. They've gone down dry.
No, that's the way to do it. McDonald's sauces are bullshit. They're absolute bullshit. Like the honey mustard is just made to give you, to make you stop walking. The sweet and sour is like every single Chinese restaurant in Australia has tasted that sweet and sour and just gone, fucking no.
I used to love that one too. That was my favorite. I'm ashamed to admit. No, dry.
It's just sugar and honey.
So we've got no other interference. It's just what we assume to be mostly chicken.
crumb and
breadcrumbs.
some kind of meat.
Yeah.
All right, we're sitting at a
Free
9. We're sitting at a 9 right now. I'll check in it again in a few minutes.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. So what I want to actually ask you guys, because this is like something that's just happened to me here, is I've got a question, something I want to talk about tonight. And that is actually and I've already kind of had this chat with Scott a little bit, but I'll bring you into it now as well, Justin. We'll sort of get your take on things here. I want to talk about Power Rangers, actually. So there's a little bit of a story leading up to my question. So I will circle back around to Power Rangers eventually, but there is a bit of a story that has to come beforehand, right? So recently, my daughter, Nala, has been getting like right into tokusatsu, Japanese movies, TV shows, that sort of thing, right? Anything that's like that, for the uninitiated, like I was until very recently, tokusatsu is like practical effects. A genre of practical effects shows and movies. Would you say that's accurate, fellas? Dudes in suits, basically, right? Like Godzilla being the classic one, where they.
I only know it as suitomation.
Yeah, suitomation. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So it's rather than using a lot of CGI effects, and they do, some of them still use CGI effects, but it's to supplement the practical effects that are in there. So like there's a lot of costumes, a lot of. Sorry.
To enhance it.
Yes, to enhance it. Yeah, but it's all still like practical stuff, right? It's sort of something that's becoming a bit of a lost art form outside of that genre of Japanese media, I think. Anyway, so we discovered ages ago, she started showing a bit of interest in Godzilla, right? And specifically, it was the new American King of the Monsters Godzilla. This was going back a few years, like when it first came out, right? And she was too young to really watch it then. And so I sort of was like, when you get a bit older, et cetera, as you do as a parent sometimes, you just try and stall.
Now she's in her 30s.
And I was like, you know what, honey? I think it's time. But recently, I was like, you know what? She brought it up again, like, can we watch King of the Monsters? I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think we could watch King of the Monsters. And so we sat down to watch it, and she fucking loved it, right? Like, absolutely loved it. And that's set us off on this whole Godzilla craze. We've gone back and watched a whole bunch of that recent American stuff. But Scott visited recently and brought some of the old Japanese stuff with him that I had never seen before, I don't think, except maybe the one that we watched, Scotty, the Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. I've got a feeling that I have watched that with you in the past, in the distant past at some point, because it was very familiar.
The things that were familiar to you were the things that probably didn't need to be familiar to you. It wasn't the monster fight that you thought was memorable. It was the fact that there's these two guides in these silk suits. One was green, one was purple.
That's right. Yeah, the weird villains. Yeah, the weird white villains. Anyway, but we watched them, and she fucking loved them as well. And so that's sort of trended us off onto this whole toku craze. If
I can just interject, Father of the Year. This is how you bring up your children. This is how my daughter's 27, and a new Godzilla film or part of that new MonsterVerse is announced, and she's immediately, did you see?
Nice.
Did you see?
Nice.
And I'm like, we don't live in Sydney anymore, so we live far too far away for us to just go, yeah, fuck, let's go to the movies. Yeah. So it's a bit of a bummer. And my town doesn't have a cinema anymore. It's they shut the cinema down and turned it into a Karen live, laugh, love store sort of a
hang store. On, whoa, where you've moved to doesn't have a cinema?
No.
Where the fuck did you? What kind of back end fucking? I don't know that I've ever been to a place that doesn't have a cinema.
Yeah. The nearest cinema we have, our local RSL club has a cinema in it.
Okay.
But I imagine that it's like 2 for Tuesday, Shinity.
I was going to say they're probably not showing the latest Godzilla in the RSL club.
No. But we're in the Upper Hunter, and Singleton, I think, is our nearest cinema.
Yeah. Okay.
Newcastle's like 2 hours away,
right.
And
wow, you're way out.
Tamworth's about 2 hours away.
Maybe that's just really naive of me. Maybe that's probably most of the country, to be honest. And
the thing is too is that there's this beautiful cinema that looks like it was built in the 30s or 40s, and they've just fucked it. They've just fucked it.
And they've just destroyed it.
Awful. You can actually see in the front of it, you can see where the concierge stand was, you can see where the snack bar was, and there's 2 beautiful flights of stairs that go up to what would have been the cinema at the back.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
We're selling wooden signs that have your kids' names on it. Eat shit, go fuck yourself.
That's funny because just this morning it actually got announced that. So we have 2 cinemas here in Ballarat, and one of them only got opened like not even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably around then. But our first cinema, which opened in 1928,
Wow.
actually closed its doors today.
Oh.
And it's a huge like cinema. It had like 6 screens at least, and particularly the initial first screen that's been there since like 1928. It's absolutely enormous, and like when you go to the cinema, it's like you're going to see an experience.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have an experience. Like everything is ornate. It's like all the chairs, the curtains, and everything like look like they're from back in the day. So the whole town's a bit like amazed, like the fact that this icon of our city is closed now. And I'm sort of wondering like what's going to happen, because surely this cinema should, or at least that one screen and the entrance should be like heritage listed.
You would think
or something.
so from 1928,
like they shouldn't touch
surely, right?
Yeah, 1928.
Yeah, that's
almost
wild.
100 years.
That's wild. Holy
When
shit.
you consider some of the bullshit buildings in Australia that, like, you know, some fibro piece of shit 1950s houses, national heritage, surely something like that would be, at the very least, the facade.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that's what we hear. I think they had to close down. I think it was almost an inevitability, because like when apparently the cinema took a big hit in the 70s, the late 70s, when VHS came out.
Right.
Yeah.
So they saw a massive diminish in returns there, and now with movies practically coming out on streaming day one, it only seems like, I think that's like the final nail in the coffin. They couldn't maintain it after just Would you rather drive 20 minutes?
Blu-ray is so quick too. Like it's it's not like the old days where you'd see a movie would be at the cinemas and it would be on for 3 months.
Oh,
it's like
yeah, that's it. And it takes a year
out.
to get it on DVD or VHS or whatever, or longer. You remember those days? Fucking hell.
I had a friend tell me that they went and saw a film called Immaculate, which has Sydney Sweeney in it recently, a horror movie, and told me that I would love it. And I was like, oh, well, I don't have a cinema in town. I'll probably have to wait till it comes out on Blu-ray in a couple of months. The following week it was out.
Yeah. It's wild now, isn't it? It's
crazy. Like, it was like bang, bang, done. 2 guns, one slightly slower than the other.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes it's simultaneous. Sometimes you see, you know, them in the shop while it's still showing in the fucking cinema.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Anyway, back to whatever I was fucking talking about, Godzilla or whatever. Anyway, so she fucking going into all this shit with Godzilla. Loves it. I loved it as well. So we're both into it. Started looking into like Sofubi toys and all that sort of thing, kaiju stuff.
Sure.
And that's led us to like, well, what else is out there, right? Like, what other toku related stuff can we check out and have a look at? And so we hit on, did a bit of research and just from osmosis knew of some of the big hitters in Japanese toku media. So we got onto Kamen Rider and we started watching Kamen Rider. Started with Kamen Rider W or Double, and fucking love that as well. We both love it. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. And that's like, oh, wow, okay, so if you like this, what else is there? Oh, maybe we should have a look at Power Rangers, because she's never seen Power Rangers, right? Wow. Never seen a series of Power Rangers, never seen an episode of Power Rangers. So I was like, okay, let's have a bit of a look at Power Rangers and see what we make of Power Rangers. I'll tell you what, fellas, I don't know, and this is going to lead me to my question, right? So she showed no interest in Power Rangers at all. She didn't even want to watch it, right? She was aware of sort of like, I think she has an idea of what it is and just wasn't really interested. And I was like, listen, I'll watch a bit and I'll see if it's something that you would like. I'll go back and watch it. So I went back and I watched, you know, my Power Rangers. And I loved Power Rangers. Like I fucking loved Power Rangers as a kid. You know, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original 1993 series that we got in the West. That was my Power Rangers. I think I didn't watch. I think it's really one of the only series that I've seen. I didn't stick past it. Didn't stick with it past when like the White Ranger came into it, right? Somewhere around there is about where I started to check out.
About middle of season 2.
Yeah, right. So somewhere in that sort of mark. I saw a bit of White Ranger stuff, and then after that, I fell out of it. But up until like I had the 1993 original Bandai Megazord toy as a kid, fucking loved it. Had a couple of the big chunky Bandai figures. Just I didn't love it as much as Scott does. Like I loved Power Rangers as a kid. Scott fucking loves Power Rangers. Scott's a Power Ranger fanatic, right? But anyway, I've got all these fond memories of it. And I was like, I'll go back and I haven't seen any episodes of it since I was a kid. I'm going to go watch some of it and see if it's something that Nala would like. So I went back and I checked out the Green Ranger arc. And fucking hell, man, I couldn't get through it. I could not get through it. It has not aged. Power Rangers as a show, our Power Rangers, has not aged well, I don't think. And I guess that's the question I wanted to ask you guys is, was Power Rangers actually dog shit? And we just lapped it up as like young 8-plus-year-old boys. Because having just watched Kamen Rider, I'll say it, I'll put it out there, it didn't even hold a fucking candle to Kamen Rider. It was so like, it was just all over the place. The way it had been cut together, because obviously it's ripped from Super Sentai, right? And they've hacked in parts to try and fit American actors into it to make it appeal to an American audience rather than just bringing it over whole. But it was all like at one, like we're on the ground fighting, and then suddenly the next shot we're in the fucking the Zords are coming, and then it comes together, and then we're in the Megazord in the very next shot, and then the Megazord gets hit, and in the next shot we're falling out of the fucking thing somehow, like all the windows are left open and there's no seatbelts or something. I don't know. Everyone's falling out of it, right? And then the next shot, we're out of the suits and we're back in the fucking whatever it is, the HQ, just as normal, going, whoa, shit, we got our asses kicked. It's like, what's going on? And then we're talking to the villains for a little bit, and then the villains are doing some bad stuff, and then the next shot where it's morphin' time, and the shot after that where we've teleported now to wherever the villains are. Like, it's all over the fucking place constantly. And it's just like, you just got like whiplash watching it, and just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I remember this being amazing, like so awesome. And then I went back and watched it through adult eyes and was like, oh my lordy, this is not good. Fellas.
I think like I was 23 when Mighty Morphin hit TV, because I'm very, very old.
You're an ancient
I am an ancient dog.
Yes.
And I got suckered in by it as well. I thought it was great fun. Having said that, though, in the 80s, I was receiving a lot of tapes from friends overseas of other shows similar to it. So before anime was called anime, when it was just like, when I was a kid, anime was called cartoons.
Yes.
And then it had the unfortunate term of Japanimation thrown upon it.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was a big fan of Robotech, Robotech's my jam, man. Like, you can keep your Transformers and all of that shit. Robotech.
Now that's going back too. That's like
Macross Saga, Robotech Masters, all of that sort of stuff. And a friend of mine, Michelle, actually was giving me undubbed Super Sentai and other, because that wasn't the only Sentai show. There was a whole stack of them.
There was shitloads of them.
A really cool one about 4 kids who were cops, and they lived in a train that went around Tokyo, and the train actually turned into a giant robot as well. Like, there was some crazy shit that came out. And so when Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came out, I was like, fuck yeah, this is the stuff that I remember from 10 years ago that I fell in love with. And yeah, I was totally in love with it. Flash forward to 8 years ago, I started managing a Zing Pop Culture. And two of the first things that I rediscovered after not having them near me for years were Pokemon and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And because I was working Thursday nights and I had Fridays off, what I used to do was I'd go home and watch Netflix and catch up, like reinvigorate my brain as to what these things were. Pokemon, I got through about 20 episodes before I thought, yep, I remember, I don't need to watch that anymore. And Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I think I did 8 episodes. and it might have even been down to I might have been fast forwarding it just for Kimberly bits. That might have even gotten to there. But having said that, nostalgia is a cruel witch.
It is.
Who possesses us. And I mean, companies like Zing Pop Culture and Pop Culture in Melbourne and all those things, and even Disney now, like all of these companies, even video game companies, they feast upon nostalgia because they know that they can say, let's do a remaster of some obscure bullshit game from 1982, and every man and his dog will jerk off over it because it's like, oh my god, nostalgia! I remember that game.
Yeah.
And I'm a victim of it as well. I mean, like I watched 8 episodes of that shit, and still went and spent $30 on a fucking Power Rangers book. So. And this is like a guide that's got behind the scenes stuff and tells the history and things like that. And,
it's fascinating. The behind the scenes is fascinating. It really
hell
is.
Hell yeah. And like I grew up with all of that sort of stuff. Like God, every Saturday afternoon, my parents worked when I was a kid, and so I was dumped at my nan's place on Saturdays. And every Saturday afternoon on Channel 7, you got a Godzilla film, you got a episode of Star Trek, and you got a Jerry Lewis, like a Martin and Lewis or a Three Stooges or something like that. And so my entire fandom is sort of completely based in that sort of stuff. If it's dumb comedy or it's giant monsters, I am fucking there.
Yeah.
I am there without a second's breath.
Now, Scott, so you loved it. You sound like you've gone to a similar. You loved it as a young man. Went back to it as an older gentleman, and was like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know what the two of you are talking about. It's fucking brilliant.
I know. This is where Scott comes in, right? Because Scott, and I'm so envious of this of you, Scott, is that you seem to have this ability to like maintain the rose tinted glasses somehow. I don't know how you do it. But like you can go back and watch. I can watch something that I loved or play a game that I loved from 20, 30 years ago and go, fuck me, that's a bit rough. You'll play it and go, this is the best shit ever. And I'm like looking at you like, what are you talking about? And I think Power Rangers is one of those things where it's like, what are you watching? It was not great, but you'll watch it now. You would go and watch it tomorrow and you would love it just as much as you did when you were 8 years old.
So,
I don't know how you do it.
Almost. So I actually, I had the first time I've gotten back into Power Rangers, I guess twice since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Once was around the time that I met you.
Yep.
Because I actually remember we used to teach, or at least teach the kids class at our martial arts school.
Yeah.
I ended up getting to chatting with one of the kids' like parents, and they were talking about like they were a big fan of Power Rangers, so they loaned me a whole stack of videotapes.
Oh wow! Yep.
Of Power Rangers, so I copied them.
Yep.
And this was the first time I'd seen Power Rangers since I was a kid, and just had hairs standing up on the back of my neck. I just the music just I was there. It was just everything about it that I remembered. Just I was really giddy. I was super into it, and then fast forward to like my 20s when I discovered internet.
Yep.
And so I ended up like hunting down the show that the Mighty Morphin Rangers was based on, the Super Sentai Zuru Rangers, and wanted to watch that, and watched a bit of that. That is completely different.
Yeah. Well,
to the Rangers we got, which only gave me more admiration for our one.
Really?
Because the amount of work they had to put into editing what they did to make our one look if you look at them side by side, there's nearly no comparison. Like it's not like they've just substituted the American one, like American actors for like
we haven't done like a scene to scene retake.
No,
with just American actors. Like it's completely, and I get the feeling that it is completely different.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Super Sentai. And I would love to have a look at it to see how much more coherent it is in an episode compared to Power Rangers.
They change. Yeah, I can't quite remember what some of the episodes were about, but I do remember like a couple of changes that were sort of big. Do you remember Scorpina?
Yep.
And Goldar.
Yep.
In our Rangers. In Super Sentai, they're husband and wife.
Oh, really? Okay.
They're married.
Okay.
In Zua Rangers.
Right.
Which is why they're both like gold themed, and you wouldn't peg that at all from watching our one. So they've totally changed all the story. They wore different clothes. They had like the not civilian clothing, but they sort of had like makeshift sort of ninja gis almost in Zua Rangers. But yeah, it just ended up making me sort of love our one more. And yes, you're totally right with the inconsistencies between scenes and settings, and like
it was crazy.
I totally agree with you that it is, when you look at it, trying to find the cohesion, the competency, the story between what the hell is happening on the screen and where they are. Why do they suddenly, after one punch, we don't see what happened to their Zord, but they get flung out, and then it's all mental.
It totally is.
It's all mental, but it just is viewing it as an adult and knowing like, oh, this is where they go. Here's Japanese footage. Here's American footage. Here's Japanese footage. Here's American. I'm loving that, and I'm loving like when you see them in their Ranger outfits. I'm trying to like, you can tell like, you know, this architecture is Japanese. It's not American.
Yeah.
And the biggest difference really you can see is with the Green Ranger himself, Tommy. In the American one, they couldn't afford the hard
He's
shield.
got like a soft
he's got a fabric
material
shield.
Yeah.
But the Japanese one has the awesome, like really hard shield.
Yep.
And I really enjoy it for those where you're really seeing the seams moments.
Yeah.
And
so you love that about it.
I still love it. And I've actually, not that I've gotten to it, but I actually do have a collection of like 20 seasons of it. And I tried to go through it from each season sequentially from start to finish. And I struggle to get through season 4, which is Zeo Rangers.
Right.
So they've left the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
They've changed because the Sabin had too much. The company had too hard. They ran out of footage for Super Sentai. So in order to continue to produce this show at such a low cost, because they just butcher more than 2/3 of another show, they had to keep up with that other show. And with the Japanese, every year was a different theme.
Yeah.
With the Rangers, and they've been doing it since the 70s. And so they then had to adopt that. Okay, each year we're going to use the previous year's Japanese Rangers. So then when they did season 4, that was Zeo, and then season 5 is Turbo, and so on and so forth. But I've tried watching them, and I keep getting stuck through Zeo because it's something like 50, 60 episodes, and I'm sitting around. I'm sitting around the 30-something mark at this point.
Oh, fuck that.
And like, I watch a couple of them, and then I'm like, I need a break.
Now what, hang on. That's interesting actually. Because you would have no nostalgic connection to that series, right?
No, that's exactly right.
Right.
And that's partly why I
So now you're watching that series
long.
for the first time as an adult through an adult lens and going, what the fuck is this shit? I can't push through this. Because there's no nostalgia there driving it. But the original...
Well, it still does have its nostalgia because it is still most of the cast are still there.
Right, okay.
So Tommy, who is my favorite Ranger, who is green and white, he's the red Zeo Ranger.
Right, okay.
And Adam, who's the Black Ranger in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from season 2 and 3, he's I think he's green.
Okay.
He's green. So some of the Rangers are still there. Some of the cast are still there. And so I'm sort of watching it, not so much for the Power Rangers aspect, but because of the story of my favorite characters.
Yeah, okay.
That I did grow up watching.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what's keeping me there, kept me there. And some of the behind the scenes stuff I found really, really interesting. Like David Yost, who played Billy the Blue Ranger in Mighty Morphin, he had such a hard time with being sort of bullied by his castmates on account of him being gay. And so he took a backseat from being a ranger, but still wanted to sort of be on the show and part of it because he felt like he must have owed it to the fans. I'm not sure what else he had sort of going on career-wise. So he departed being a ranger and he's just stayed at home in the command center. And then partway through Zeo, they after he had his big issue with the studio and everything, he was like done. So they wrote him out of the show.
I've just got this image of him being like because they were like space cops sort of thing, of it being like he's been injured in battle and now he can only do desk work and he's like just 4 days away from retirement.
You're not too far off. The story arc for what happened to Billy was he was in communication with an alien race from another planet that I think they briefly helped, and so they fell into some more trouble behind the scenes, and so he left the Rangers a communication saying like he's gone to go and help them. So Billy's on another planet,
he's just vanished,
helping out this other race, and he's just vanished, and that's it, sort of thing.
And the next episode starts with one of the other characters going, "Well, we fucked off that idiot. What are we doing now?"
You know what I love, right? Is like when you go back to these things that you remember so well from your childhood, and you revisit them 30 years later, and they are as good or better than it doesn't happen often, but they're as good or better than what you remember them, because you've got an adult lens now, you've got an adult mind, you can appreciate things that you couldn't appreciate as a child. And so you play these games, you watch these shows, and you can see them through a different lens and go, wow, this is really actually still fucking good. This holds up, right? Like I've played a few games recently that I've like well and truly held up for me that I played ages and ages and decades ago, right? Power Rangers was not one of those experiences. Power Rangers was the one that always happens like 90% of the time, where you watch one of these things that you loved as a child, again as an adult, and you go, fuck me, like what is happening here? And that, you know what I felt like, actually? I felt like what my parents must have felt like watching Power Rangers over my shoulder. I'm sitting there like, this is fantastic. And they're going, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah,
what is going on? That's how I felt. It was ridiculous.
See, I'm enjoying it from a whole new light.
There's no enjoying
it from a whole new light.
You know the weird thing, and it's almost like, I don't want to call it like it's a fetish, but I've got this weird thing is that like with heroes, I prefer my heroes to all be wearing the same uniforms.
Okay.
So one of the reasons that Power Rangers spoke to me was because I was a fan of Thunderbirds.
Oh,
yes. This is guys who are all in the same uniform.
Yep.
The Fantastic Four, same uniform. X-Men, before they changed it to being a group of different characters, they were all in the same, like a school uniform. Like I've always liked that uniform. So that's why Power Rangers sucked me in first. And I reckon that it was going to, I mean, I've even spent like $200 or $300 on a fucking board game that I've never played. Like I've bought the board game and every single fucking expansion and never played it. Power of the Grid or something like that. And I've got like the deck building game as well. All for something that I have this weird little 1 or 2 years of nostalgia for, that I revisited and absolutely fucking thought, did I get hit in the head in 1993 and lost my mind? I must have been so desperate for I can tell you what it was. I can tell you what it was. In the 90s is the worst decade for pop culture.
No, fuck off. Come on now. No. Wait a minute. Hang on.
You look at it this way. Superhero films had died because they'd fucked up the second Batman film so bad that they couldn't get Tim Burton back. Fangoria is a horror movie magazine. They were so desperate for fresh horror stuff that they were putting Jurassic Park and Batman Returns on the cover of a horror movie magazine.
Hey, Jurassic Park is scary, man. There's some scary shit in that movie.
Okay, Mum. And even down to with comics, with the Image guys leaving Marvel, Marvel went out of business. Marvel went broke. Marvel sold Spider-Man so that they could survive to Sony. Like, this is a decade that until it sort of started to later on, it started to reestablish itself. But you look at people like Herb Trimpe, who had been drawing the Hulk for like 100 years, changed his art style to look like Rob Liefeld's. Imagine being so desperate for money that you, as a trained artist, you would go, yeah, I can unlearn how to draw feet and be an absolute fuckwit. And they did it. Like, you look at the cover, like, fair enough, there's some quality Image covers and stuff like that, but most of it's shit. And you look at Marvel and DC, you look at the costume changes that they gave Wonder Woman, where she looked like an extra from a CNC Music Factory film clip. Like, they fucked pop culture because they couldn't reestablish anything, because the 80s had been so amazing. They rebuilt it, but they didn't rebuild it till like 1998, 1999. But there's like 6 or 7 years there where they were desperate. They were clawing at everything. That's where Power Rangers came into it. They were desperate and they were clawing for it.
You know what I think it is, Justin? You know what I think it is? I'm sure Scott's going to back me up here. I thought the 90s was fucking great for shows and stuff, but that's because you were so much older in the 90s than we were, right? Like, if you were a kid in the 90s, you had fucking Ninja Turtles, you had Captain Planet, you had
Ninja Turtles
Biker Mice from
came
Mars,
out in the 80s.
you had Street Sharks. Like, the 90s were fucking ruled for shows.
Okay, so
man.
hang on. So the Ninja Turtles that came out in the mid-80s...
Oh, the mid-80s. Get out of here.
When was the first Eastman and Laird stuff out? 86?
I'm not talking about the comics. We were 5 years old, man. Like, I'm talking about the show that we watched.
Doesn't matter.
To sell us toys.
You are standing on the shoulders of the 80s with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And let's face it, without the Turtles, Street Sharks wouldn't exist.
No, it wouldn't. You're right.
Adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters wouldn't exist.
No, you're right.
None of that shit would exist.
You're absolutely right.
Playmates wouldn't have existed, so we wouldn't have had Toxic Crusaders. We wouldn't have had the Star Trek Next Generation action figures that were quality.
You're right.
Like, there is so much stuff that stands on the shoulders of stuff that came out in the 80s. I'm not saying that the 90s was completely shit. Most of it was, but I'm not saying that all of it was. But they were the reason that anime became so big in the 90s was because
it had no
America
competition.
was making shit, so they were looking anywhere for something. And that's why we've got, when did Dragon Ball come out in the West first? 92, 93?
Original Dragon Ball? Oh,
yeah.
Christ. No, didn't we get Z before we got Dragon Ball? I can't remember.
We got Z before Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But
that was late 90s. That was
it?
really late 90s. That was 98, 97, around there, something.
Because no one in America was making anything good. And the problem, the thing I find as a much older fan of this sort of stuff is that, like, they just keep rebooting shit that they think that people want. But, like, there's no young person now that wants Masters of the Universe.
No, that's true.
There's no young person now that wants a lot of that stuff, but somewhere in the studios they're going, do you know what we need to do? We need to remake War Games because that internet's quite popular, isn't it? Fuck off, mate. Come up with something new. The one thing that I always rabbit on about is I'm so sick of nostalgia, because eventually there's going to be no nostalgia left, and there's going to have been nothing new for people to have been nostalgic about.
Right. It's going to be like a cyclical thing that we gradually get tired of because, you know, it's the 5th release of He-Man. And it's like, for fuck's sake, you know, we're 57 years old or whatever. Yeah.
And it gets squeezed closer too. Like, because they're so desperate for the next big thing now, it goes from being 20 years apart to 10 years apart to 5 years apart to every 6 months.
Yep.
And now we're looking at
Scott's left. Scott's had enough of this shit. Weeks. Scott's done. Scott, what's your nugget meter at right now, buddy?
Nugget meter.
Is that what that was?
It's still sitting at a 9.
Still at a 9. Wow, he's
9.
hanging in there. Cast iron.
I thought he was standing up to.
That's what I thought. Just to vacate some gas or something there. Maybe I should have asked you just before you stood up what your nugget meter was at. So, Justin, here's a question.
Sure.
What's your favorite 90s Western pop culture property? Like, let's go with like a TV show. Yeah, let's go with like a you know, I'm talking like in the realms of Ninja Turtles and that sort of thing, right? What's your favorite thing that came out in the 90s that was from the West?
Fucking hell.
Roger Ramjet.
Widget the World Watcher. The Wuzzles.
So
Ooh, we're the Wuzzles.
fuck, I don't know. I was watching heaps of action movies then, and not really watching much TV so much. You know, I had adult money and was
it Power
to,
Rangers?
Power Rangers was probably it. Realistically,
Yeah, right.
I can't even think of anything else. I was watching more movies than anything, like Jurassic Park. I can still remember the mate of mine went and saw Jurassic Park before me. Rhett, you piece of shit! I still hate you for that. And he rang me and he said, "I have watched a movie that's better than Star Wars."
Yes.
And I was like, "Go fuck yourself."
No, he's right.
And then I saw it and I was like, "Yeah, that's a pretty close. That's pretty damn close."
That's it's not.
Yeah,
close.
but put it this way, like I can name you 30 or 40 properties from the 80s and the 70s.
Oh yes, yeah, but I didn't ask you that question.
30 or 40, but the 90s, it's just like can't think of anything. Yeah, it's
What about you, Scotty? Is Power Rangers your favorite 90s thing?
Ooh, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Now, here's part 2 to this question. So I'm on the side of, actually, I think Power Rangers was dog shit, and we just remember it really fondly. And maybe there was nothing else around to compete with, like as Justin pointed out, and that's why it did so well. Justin sounds like he's on the camp of, yes, Power Rangers was dog shit, but you remember it fondly from your childhood. Scott's on the camp of, it's still good, goddammit. Power Rangers forever.
It's still good for me. Fine. I'm enjoying it in new ways, though.
And that's what I wanted to find out, right? I was like, right, was it just a product of its time? Okay, so that led me to then watch the Once and Always film, Power Rangers Once and Always, that they brought out in 2022, something around that sort of mark.
It would have been last year.
Last year, 23. Was it really 23? Okay.
It was very recent.
So I went and watched that, thinking like, all right, I'd tried to watch the Green Ranger arc. I couldn't get through it. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this to myself anymore. I'll go and try and watch a modern retake of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that I love. That was shit too. It was
which
awful.
movie are we talking about? Is this Does this have original cast, or is this that?
This
that
had some of the original cast, not all. They had a mix of original cast and some from a couple other, like a series or two later. Is that right, Scott? I think like the Pink Ranger was.
So. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay, all right.
But,
yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Oh, was that the one? And there was like all the Red Rangers fight this person, and all of the Blue Rangers fight.
They were celebrating the fact that the original Blue Ranger and Black Ranger were coming back to the franchise.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. So we had the original Blue Ranger and we had the original Black Ranger, and then we had a Red Ranger from another, like the series or two after, and we had the Pink Ranger from a series or two after, and we had the Yellow Ranger. I don't want to spoil anything for Scott now because he hasn't seen it.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Well, the Yellow Ranger is linked to the original cast, and it was not good. Like it was still really, really bad. And I was like, fuck. I went into it so excited, thinking like, I can't wait to see what they do with a modern mentality around this property, right? Like what they can do with modern cinema and what they've learned in the last however many years, how many decades of running this series. The answer is fuck all. The fuck all is what they learned. Nothing. Oh man, it was not a good show. And I respect it, right? I respect it. But like what would have made it even better, I think, was that they played it really straight-faced, and you know, like everyone's older, right? Like it's obvious that everyone's aged. Oh, yeah. Everyone's much older than they were in the original.
Everyone's rocking dad bods.
Yeah, right? But they're still trying to play it like they're the original Rangers. Like, not once they reference the shit, we're getting too old for this sort of thing, right? Like, if they had leaned into that a little bit more, like that they are 30 years older, and, you know, we're having a bit of trouble doing what we used to do, like a little bit of that kind of angle. But they don't. They play it so straight-faced, and it's like, guys, fucking hell, you missed it. Like, you missed the opportunity here, I feel.
Okay, I've got a question for you now, Jamie.
Yeah.
So, did you watch that after you had watched the Green Ranger thing and gone, this is shit, what am I doing to myself?
Directly, yeah. I watched 4 episodes of the 5 Green Ranger arc. I went to the bathroom, I power vomited, I came back and I put that on to try and cleanse my palate, and didn't work.
So hang on. So you're watching something, you're really not enjoying it, you're really hating the experience, so you decide to watch more of it
because I thought, like, surely this will be better.
Like the problem, Jamie. You're part of the problem.
I was convinced it would be better. I was absolutely convinced. Like, given because you remember that I loved.
I know it's not going to be better, and I haven't watched it yet.
Do you know what's funny?
It's going to be fan service, nothing but no substance, just fan.
But it's not. I think it even fails at that. I really do think it even fails at that.
No, because it's brought back the original actors. That's all they had to do.
I don't know,
that was literally all they had to do, and fans would eat it up. And there is and throughout the Rangers show, like throughout the rest of the 20 plus seasons that we haven't watched, the original cast do pop in on occasion.
Yeah, right.
Really rarely, but they do pop in. Like Jason David Frank, who played the Green White Ranger Tommy, he's been in 5 different Power Rangers series.
Yeah.
Like
he fucking loved it.
He's the goat of it, and it made his career, and
it was his career.
His entire
career.
Yeah, peaked.
But yeah, and I think if he, and tragically, he at the time of filming of it, he wasn't available. He had scheduling conflict. I would have wished they'd held on because I wish they'd pushed it back to enable him to actually be in it, because he's their bread and butter, really.
Yeah.
Like he's the guy who gets asses in the seats for anything Power Rangers, if anyone. And tragically, he committed suicide.
Yeah.
It's just they were just sort of selling this thing on the fact that the Blue and Black Ranger from the original show were back.
Yeah.
But if you want a fresh take on Power Rangers, and this is one I really enjoyed, it's actually really dark, but it's a short film, and if you look up on YouTube, Power Dash Rangers, and dash I mean like a
slash, like a
slash. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that actually.
It's a short film.
Yeah.
And it's set in present day when everyone's fucking old and none of the original actors are in it. They got all new actors, but like it portrays a modern day, really dark take on the Power Rangers. Like fucking the original Black Rangers got like, he's like hugely into debt or something. And gets his freaking, like some of the Rangers are like died off.
Yeah.
They've been hunted and killed and shit. And it was just a short film. Like I can't remember how long it went for like 5-7 minutes or something.
Yeah, it wasn't
like
long at all. Yeah,
but
it was good though.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
Really
it was well
good. And then we got the awful Power Rangers fucking movie
and that was horseshit too. That was awful.
That was really horseshit. You spend you spend 3/4 of the fucking movie waiting for them to get their Power Ranger costumes on.
Yeah.
And as soon as they do, they take the helmets off. And you're still looking at their ugly mugs.
It's Judge Dredd all over a fucking again. Stallone Dredd all over again.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. Fucking Stallone's Dredd. Fuck that shit.
Man.
Oh my God.
Judge Dredd. Now
I'm gonna go and have a tantrum now about that.
Is Judge Dredd Is Judge Dredd a good bad movie or a bad movie?
The Stallone one?
The Stallone one.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't even have good or bad in it. It just shouldn't exist. Like, if I had a time machine and could go back in time, I wouldn't worry about killing Hitler or any of those. I'd go back and find the guy that wrote that film and beat the shit out of him. And then I'd go onto set, and inside of Stallone's helmet, I'd fill it full of super glue so that fucking thing wouldn't come off. And then I'd kneecap fucking, what's his name? Rob Schneider.
I was going to say, what would you do with Rob Schneider?
Fuck off back to Juice Bigelow, dickhead.
We might have to put that on the list to have a look again, Scott, because I remember watching it originally and thinking, fucking hell, Jesus, that was not good.
I think we need a Stallone double feature, that and Demolition Man.
And Demolition Man, I was going to tell you this like a couple of days ago, or something made me remember Demolition Man and say like, we might be due a rewatch of that as well.
Demolition Man is sweet.
Oh, I think Demolition is a good, bad movie.
It's a good, bad movie.
I think Judge Dredd is just a bad movie. Like, I don't think it has much in the way of redeeming qualities.
With Demo Man too, if you go back and look at it, there's a lot of stuff that predicted that has tragically come true.
Oh, really?
It's like another Idiocracy. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but there's a couple of things in there where you go, "Oh
shit, that's it." They got a bit close to home. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there's a couple of those in there. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we'll put it on the list. I think I'll have to have a look next time.
Thank fuck it's not the 3 seashells.
I bet that came out in the 90s. That film.
Anyway, that was my Power Rangers rant. It was just basically saying it. I loved it as a kid. I was so disappointed to revisit it and realize it was like, what the fuck is this? This is not what I remember. And then watch the updated, modern retelling of it, and it also being really shit. And I just went to bed. I went to bed completely disheartened that night. A broken man.
The funny thing about the Sentai stuff is that more recently I've gotten into a couple of Sentai things that one of them was there's a song by the Chemical Brothers called Eve of Destruction. And the film clip is basically an episode of Power Rangers. It's got one girl who transforms. She's in a normal business suit, transforms into a Power Ranger and fights the most ridiculous looking bad guys to music. And then as YouTube is, it was like, oh, you'd like this. You might like this. And it introduced me to a band called Atarashi Gakko.
Uh-huh.
And they are 4 Japanese girls, and they pose themselves as being Sentai characters. They wear like the anime style school uniforms. The first film clip that I saw of them was for a song called Tokyo Calling, and they are basically gigantic monsters stomping through Tokyo through the film clip.
Yep.
And so now I'm their biggest fan because
you love it. Yeah.
And the other thing is that because I'm a little bit of a not a big Gunpla guy, but I dabble. There was something that Bandai came out with recently called Gun Girl Lady.
Okay.
So it was the most disgusting advertising campaign for toys since Masters of the Universe in the 80s. So basically what the story was, a new girl starts at school. She's a Gunpla nerd.
Uh-huh.
She finds a Gunpla shop after school, and she's given a mystical thing to build, and it's a gun that transforms.
Uh-huh.
And then on Tuesday night, she is sucked into an alternate world where the girls have to fight for their lives in Hunger Games style thing with their guns that they've built.
Right.
So there is a series of this and a series of Gunpla where the guns actually come. They turn into bikes, and they also come with an action figure of one of the Gun Girl ladies that can actually be mounted onto the gun.
That actually sounds really cool. Yeah.
In a third thing, if you collect all of the guns, it makes a fuck off.
I was going to say, I bet they all combine somehow to make a big fuck off gun, right? Yeah.
Great big. So like every single gun slots into each other to make like a Megazord gun.
A guns gun.
A guns gun. Yeah. And it's but the entire series, I don't think it's ever been made for TV. Each episode's only like 10 minutes, but they were just on YouTube, just called Gun Girl Lady.
Gun Girl Lady. All right.
Yeah. A classic Japanese sort of title, Gun Girl Lady.
Yeah.
But it's great.
A gun that turns into a bike sounds fucking rad.
Yeah. Considering it's a 10-minute ad for a toy.
Yeah.
And I'm sucked into it. Like, yeah, I don't know if they've made any more episodes recently. I think they just did them for the actual release. But I've actually got like trading cards and a deck of cards and all sorts of stuff that has Gun Girl Lady on it because I got.
Oh wow, you are really sucked in. Yeah,
I went crazy on it for a couple of months.
Yeah, okay.
But like at the new place, I don't think I've even got them on display at the moment. No, I don't have them out at the moment, so God knows where they are.
Nice.
That's amazing, Justin. With your nostalgia drives you to get these sorts of things. Like I remember what you were saying about you got all of Heroes of the Grid, the Power Rangers board game. I was collecting everything of that myself, but it got to a point where I stopped. But your nostalgia kept you going.
That's not his nostalgia.
Which still keeps those.
That's his collector. That's his collector disease. There it is.
I bought this stupid fucking thing.
How much did that cost you?
$60. There's fucking 12 pages in here that's worth reading.
Now, I tell you what,
you can see all of these books behind me. This is all like
4 rows of that are Power Rangers.
No, this is all Power Rangers. Everything here. No, but I'll do things like there'll be a comic I like or an artist I like, and I'll buy full books that are just based on that person's art.
I'm the same, Justin.
I've got a thing here called Halftone Horrors that I've never even opened, and it's a book just about comics based on horror movies. And I bought it because I thought, yeah, I'll read that. No, it's on the shelf.
I do the same thing, man. Exactly the same thing.
And as you know, Jamie, I've got 30 controllers up here. None of them have ever been a video game.
Yep. But they look nice though.
Do you know how many times I've played Genshin Impact?
0.
Fucking 0.
Hey, I tell you what is and I mentioned it before, if you like Power Rangers and you haven't watched Kamen Rider, go and fucking check out Kamen Rider. Scotty, you'd fucking love it. Like, I reckon it'd be impossible to like one and not the other.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think if someone said, oh, I love Power Rangers, but I hate Kamen Rider, I'd be like, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah, 100%. And I just need to add something there. So with all of because of the websites that I've been writing movie reviews for over the years, I've gotten some weird shit in my hands as well. Hentai Kamen.
No.
There is a movie called Hentai Kamen.
Oh, it's a movie, okay.
It's a movie called Hentai Kamen, based on a manga. Uh-huh. And it is about a guy. It is about a guy who, whenever he puts a pair of women's underpants over his face, so he wears the leg holes like eye holes. So that's the mask. The scent, shall we say, gives him superpowers, and he rides around on a motorbike with a pair of women's underpants on his face, stark naked.
This is why we bring you on, Justin, for this quality, the quality content that you bring with you. That's unreal, and I'm not going to go and look at it.
Yeah, weirdly though, well made, really funny, and it has one of my favorite lines in a film ever. You will sniff my nuts or die. As he holds a guy's face to his balls after he's just beaten the shit out of it. It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. Japanese cinema.
That's one word.
Western cinema's here.
Yeah.
Japanese cinema's
bam off the Richter
somewhere
scale.
else.
Yeah.
The Hollywood machine doesn't exist in Japan. They do not give a fuck about it. I'm watching a lot of Japanese movies at the moment for a project I'm working on. And I sit there and I go, this is like, why can't they just make movies to tell a story rather than just like, we need to hit those marks?
Oh my God. Have you seen Godzilla -1, Justin?
Not yet. No.
Oh, fucking hell. That is a stone cold banger. That is fantastic.
Did you see their shoes that they wore to the Oscars?
No.
They all wore Godzilla shoes.
Oh, did they? Oh, good on them.
Male and female. They all wore platform boots that had Godzilla's spines down the back.
Yeah, nice. Well done.
Absolute gods.
Yep.
Absolute gods.
Fucking cracker of a movie. If you're a Godzilla fan, you haven't watched that, check it out. It's a.
I'm catching
even if
up
you're not a
on
Godzilla fan, you know what? Even if you're not a Godzilla fan, do you think, Scott?
Yeah, no, it's a.
Well, he's shitting in his bucket again. we can see you, Scott.
Clean up on all 5.
Yep. What's the meter at? What's the meter at?
I'm prairie dogging.
What are you at on the chicken nugget meter at the moment?
Well, I'm all good. I'm all good. It's still it's hitting a 9.5 now. So
we're going up.
Back up. We're going back up.
We're going back up. Okay. Right.
He's touching cotton. Don't listen to him.
Scott's underwear is just doing work tonight.
But in answer to your question before, Jamie,
yes,
if you're not a Godzilla fan, definitely -1 is freaking awesome.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's
like if you're not a fan of it's an awesome movie regardless of whether you're a fan or not.
I think it transcends the genre, doesn't it?
I'm playing catch up on everything sort of post Kong Skull Island. I've literally only just watched Kong Skull Island 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
For the first time.
What'd you think of it?
I didn't think much of the first Godzilla MonsterVerse film. I think that it was just like it was the adventures of people talking and oh, by the way, did you see the monster?
Yes. Oh, thank you. Yes. My God.
It was 8 episodes of Friends with an ad for a Godzilla toy at the end of it. Yeah. That's what it fucking was.
Yes, yeah. I did not think much of it at all. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I said it to Scott at the time. I'm going to say it again now on stream, that I think the 1998 Godzilla movie is better in every way. That's my 2 cents worth anyway.
Okay, let's not start sucking each other's dicks just yet. Let's just calm the fuck down.
No, it is. It is. It is.
Yeah, at least it had monsters in it, I'll give you that.
It was... Look, I tell you what, when's the last time you watched that movie?
98?
Yeah.
No, 98's my answer.
Oh, that is your answer? That is, like, this is what Nala pointed out, right? And I thought, what a great way to put it. She said, that was a crap Godzilla movie, but it's a really good monster movie.
Yeah, well, I will agree with that. It's a good monster story, but I think that things like Cloverfield was a better monster movie. I think there's a lot of other monster movies that have come out.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying it's the best monster movie ever made, but I'm saying it surprised me with how much I enjoyed it on a rewatch recently with Nala, and she liked it too. Put
it this way, in 20 years' time, they'll be making T-shirts and a remake of it, so stick around.
That's right, we'll get another round of it, yeah.
Remember that boxed head Godzilla movie that nobody liked? Let's do 5 more.
I fucking love that movie. I'm going to buy it all.
Yeah.
Where's the $60 book?
Let me tell you something.
And the board game.
And the board game and the card game. I want it all.
I'd be in.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Terrible.
But I mean, this is one of the things that I find really funny about particularly working in that pop culture environment that I worked in was how many people who would never speak of a pop culture property, and there'd be like, oh, Netflix is doing a new She-Ra Princess of Power series. And next minute, everybody's hand on dick and going crazy for She-Ra. And it's like, you have never mentioned any sort of affection for a 1 or 2 season TV show from 40 years ago. And now all of a sudden you're wearing the underwear? Fuck off. You've paid your $17 for Netflix. Netflix have told you you're going to watch it and you've gone, yes, Netflix, I'll do what you say. You know, it's... I'm having a massive issue at the moment on my Instagram feed of seeing stuff like
which one?
On the Digital Retribution one, where they're talking about things like Hollywood Reporter reported yesterday or the day before, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are making a sequel to Freaky Friday. Oh. Who the fuck wants that? Who asked for that? Fuck off. There is a million things. There is a million stories in Hollywood. I've got 1,000 novels here that could be made into not great, but competent films that would be better than seeing 40-year-old Lindsay Lohan in a miniskirt playing bass.
You know, you just put a spark in my mind there, mentioning Jamie Lee Curtis. You know, would make a fucking great sequel that they have never made.
If you better not say Virus.
No. I want a True Lies sequel.
Well, I was going to say, fucking True Lies. Why does everyone love True Lies? It wasn't even that good.
No, Scott, come on. What is the matter with you?
Yes, no.
No. Okay, hang on. What don't you like about True Lies?
I was bored out of my mind watching True Lies. And I've watched it a few times, but it's
this guy. I'm sorry, Justin.
It's okay. But that's it. It's okay. It's nothing grand. Everyone keeps talking about that. Like I've heard people talk about how fucking awesome and sexy that scene in the bedroom is with Jamie Lee Curtis. And I was really not into it. I didn't see it as sexy. I thought it was gross.
There's a scene,
weird.
Scott. There's a scene.
It's just. Yeah, it was no Die Hard. It was no Face Off.
Is it Jamie Lee Curtis?
No Under Siege. It was just
Justin. Help me out. Help me out here.
Arnie's done way
No, shut up.
movies.
You said your nonsense. There's a scene where I think it's Jamie Lee Curtis drops an Uzi down the stairs. Is it Jamie Lee Curtis that drops it?
Yeah.
And it like bounces down the stairs, going
and
somehow going off, killing an entire room of bad. Scott, what is wrong with you?
And the thing that's so funny about that scene is that, like, in general, bad script writing. If something lucky happens to a bad guy, that's good script writing. If something lucky happens to a good guy, that's bad script writing. But that fits in so perfectly well with her accidentally firing a gun for the first time in her life and shitting her pants like she's eaten 16 nuggets. Like and that thing, and she hits the deck, bullets are flying everywhere and kills every single person in the room. And somehow it's like, you sit there, I can remember, just from the amount of movies I've watched, I've sort of sat there and I've gone, this shouldn't work. And somehow this is absolutely
it shouldn't
brilliant.
work. Arnie doing a James Bond should be awful, but it's so like
maker. Yeah, I agree with you that if there was ever a film that never got a sequel, like Under Siege, Scott brought up Under Siege. They made a sequel to fucking that.
Yeah,
yeah, and
they stuck it on a fucking train.
It didn't need it, and neither does True Lies.
No.
It doesn't need a sequel.
It doesn't need a first one, Scotty.
Under Siege didn't need a sequel, but
what I will say,
and that was a train wreck. But
what I will say is that if they made a sequel to True Lies now, I would be screaming against it. Because now, when Arnie's 106 and Jamie Lee Curtis is 97, and even fucking what's her name? What was the daughter's name in it? She was in Buffy.
Oh, I don't remember.
But even she's like 56. Like, no one wants to see that shit, and they'd have to do a next generation. It would be
and
like
then you don't want it, right? If they replace the actors, you get like fucking RoboCop, right? Like the modern RoboCop.
Oh, no, they do that. They do that crap that they do with a lot of movies that are old, and where they'll bring out a sequel, they'll fill it full of. It'll be like half legacy characters and half new young 20-somethings who are completely and utterly talentless forgettables. And they just try to shoehorn the series onto them from then on.
Yeah.
That's what they tried to do with the Independence Day sequel.
Yeah.
And
we're looking at you, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Exactly, right?
Must indeed.
That's the shit they will pull. And well, not interested.
I screamed at Netflix today because I've become, speaking of nostalgia, I'm revisiting CSI like an absolute bastard at the moment. And the first thing that popped up, you know how they always show you the new, brand new thing that everybody's going to want to see? Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
Oh, I saw that pop up.
Do you know who wants that? Fucking no one.
No, I'm afraid I do.
Oh, Scott! Oh,
no. With the exception of the third one, I love Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2.
I love the third one.
I can't. The third one I recently watched. Showed my partner the trilogy of Beverly Hills Cop, and after having rewatched, I do appreciate the third one a bit more. But compared to the first two, it is so freaking PG.
Yes.
Compared to the R-rated of the
I think I love the third one because that's the only one I was allowed to see as a young.
Yes, I don't think you weren't alone in that.
Yeah.
I knew kids,
and I loved it.
That would tell me that they love Beverly Hills Cop 3, and then when I actually got to see the first two, I was like, these are amazing. I can't wait to see the third one that these kids that I grew up with said was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? What did they do to it? What did they do to it? But no, I am excited to see the fourth one, and I do know it's not going to be as good as 1 or 2, but I am excited to see the gang back together.
Yeah, right. Are you going to watch it, Justin?
Fuck no.
Oh, go on.
I have a rule. I have a rule in my life.
And Scott's out again.
Listen. No, okay.
I have to let the cats in and out of the
filling up.
garage because they annoy me.
Sure, Scotty. Sure.
Let the cats out.
Yeah,
that's
right.
the new word for it. Just let the cats out. I'll be right back. I have a rule that if I don't like a film, I don't pay money to see the next one.
Okay.
Like, why would I waste? I have very few hours left of my life. I'm not going to waste it watching the sequel to something that I didn't like. Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Fucking love that film. Top 3 Marvel movie for me. Amazing film. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I would rather eat dog shit. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I am never ever watching that because I've got no interest in watching the sequel to something that sucked worse than a trackball. Seriously, never doing it.
You just wounded me. Oh, my heart. It's not as good as the first one, but Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is great.
Not as good as the first one.
It's not, no, but it's good.
No, you're 100%
But not
right.
much is as good as the first one. The first one's like a fucking masterpiece.
It is. I put it down in the bottom 3 with Captain Marvel and the Eternal.
Oh, no, Justin. I tell you what, though, you're not missing anything on the third one. It is actually not very good. Yeah.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I generally... It has to be a franchise that I absolutely love for me to choke down another one. Like there was a remake made of Hellraiser quite recently.
Yeah.
And like the last Hellraiser I watched might have been 5. And I've never slammed my dick in a door harder than what I did after watching that. That was fucking
bad, Justin.
Crap.
Bad.
And I have refused to ever watch another Hellraiser. And even though everybody talks about how good that one is, how can it be better than the first Hellraiser? It's not going to be. It's a remake. It's by definition, it's almost not going to be better.
I'm trying to think of.
So why would I?
It is worth a watch, Justin. I love the Hellraiser films, particularly the first 4.
Yep.
I have watched 5, 6, 7, and 8 twice each. They're all psychological thrillers, and they're all rubbish.
Yeah.
9 and 10 are basically glorified fan films. But the remake is not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not the original Clive Barker's Hellraiser. I wish it was. He was at one point going to remake it himself and stick closer to his story, The Hellbound Heart.
Oh God, with the blue Cenobites, that would have been amazing.
Yeah. but I don't know, studio interference and other bullshit. But the remake isn't that bad, and it does put a different twist on the mythology. And not necessarily a bad one in my opinion, as a Hellraiser fan. Like I love the first 2 are great. The third one's just okay. The fourth one I like a lot more than 3, and that's usually the really one that gets the most flack. But yeah.
Is that Bloodlines?
Yep.
Yeah.
I loved it because it was an origin story for the Lament configuration.
Yeah. I watched that one quite recently, and it was like I finished watching that one. And I was like, yeah, that's where I need to stop. That's good enough. That's
yeah. Pretty much. You don't need to see any of the rest.
Yeah. I actually don't mind 3. I think 3 was certainly Freddy Kruegerized the whole thing. They were like, hang on, we're up to a 3rd. We've got another Freddy Krueger or another Jason. Let's make Pinhead say something snappy. You know, like, oh, I bet your balls got stuck in that. Hey, it's like all of that sort of shit that those sort of characters always got stuck into. So, and it was good to see with the following one that they sort of realized, no, Pinhead's not that guy. And we don't need to modernize the Cenobites into like the piston-headed guy who was like, oh, it's so clever. He likes to fuck, and so let's put a piston in his head. Yeah, clever. I think it was clever winding it back to that story, and it was interesting that the building of the Lament configuration was quite interesting. Yeah, I don't think I need to see another one.
Yeah.
I may have watched half of 5. I think the only 2 series that I've really endured, no matter how bad they got, were Halloween and Friday the 13th. And I think that's because I feel like I owe them something. Like they were such parts of me growing up that I really, really, no matter what comes out with Michael Myers or with Jason in it, I have to watch. Even Freddy, I'm not so beholden to. Although I did lose a girlfriend over Fred Krueger, so.
Oh, do you want to share that story?
When you're 14, don't take a girl on the first date to see A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Simple life advice.
Yeah, I've had that happen twice when I was a teenager. The other one was Return of the Living Dead. I was.
You got to know your audience.
I was
Justin.
Yeah, maybe 16, and I took my 15-year-old potential girlfriend, and she turned up with her 9-year-old brother.
Oh,
wow.
you idiot! How did you pitch that?
That's fun.
How did you pitch that to get them in the first place? Like, were you like, oh, you'll love it, it's great? Like, how did you actually get them to go along to this movie?
I'm handsome. I'm charismatic.
I'm handsome and charismatic.
They were just going to do whatever I asked. You know, it's we're forming a relationship.
Uh-huh.
I'll pick the first film.
Mm-hmm.
You pick the next film.
No, they won't.
I'll pick the next film. Or in the case, I'll pick the next film. Where did you go?
And the next one, and the next one after that, and the next one after that.
Yeah. I mean, my wife and I have been married 30 years this year, and the first film I took her to see was Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yep. That's how you knew.
It's like the test.
That's how you knew. That's a fair call, actually, I think. There's a funny story that she tells about the first time that she came to my house, and she walked in the door and there was like an Elvira poster on one wall, an Alien poster on another wall. There was a shelf that had 40 G.I. Joes in combat with each other, like carefully set up in combat with each other. My alarm clock was an Oscar the Grouch alarm clock, and I had a pile of Fangorias and a pile of comics next to my bed. And
at least it's not porn, is what.
Yeah. She didn't find that, and she I even had a poster of the 80s fantasy film Flesh and Blood up on the wall, and a She-Hulk poster as well. And she says that she took a deep breath and went, "He seems to be a quality guy. I think I can put up with this." That was 33 years ago.
Pass the test. Well done, Sam.
Mind you, don't ask where she is right now because she's in Melbourne at the moment.
Hey, that gave something you were talking about just a bit earlier. Actually, gave me a quick question to wrap us out here, because we've got to wrap this up. Otherwise, we could fucking sit here and talk all night, to be honest, about this sort of shit. What is a remake of a film that you think is better than the original? Does one exist that you can think of?
I mean, there's the obvious one, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And The Fly.
And The Fly. Okay.
Cronenberg's The Fly. And if we're going to make it a trilogy of films,
go on.
Chuck Russell's 1988's The Blob.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're probably the big three. I'm not a remake guy.
I know you're not.
At a push, I'll say that the Western remake of Ring with Naomi Watts was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It sticks basically close to the story with just a few alterations.
Yeah, the water goblin isn't in it.
Yeah. There's just like a couple of bits that are just sort of the Western video is certainly a lot creepier than the Japanese one, I think. But that might also be a lost in translation thing. It might also be that it's very Japanese, and so being from the West, I don't understand the kanji of eruption and stuff like that. May mean a lot more culturally than what it did. And also, didn't live through Hiroshima, so like those sorts of terrors don't necessarily sort of translate too well in the West.
Yeah,
outside of Japan.
Okay, but there's a few.
But yeah, it would be those three.
Yeah, okay. There's a couple.
The biggest missed opportunity for a sequel that ever happened, though, is that they keep talking about doing a President Reanimator film.
I'm not familiar
so
with
the
that.
first Reanimator film came out in 1986, and it's basically a zombie film about a guy who's bringing people back from the dead.
It's based on a Lovecraft story, Herbert West Reanimator.
Yep, from like 1922, about a World War One medic who's bringing people back from the dead.
Yeah.
Bride of Reanimator, where they take the heart of a character and build a body. It's essentially Bride of Frankenstein.
They Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And then there's a third one.
Reanimator.
Yeah, Beyond Reanimator, which is Herbert's been caught and thrown in jail, and they know who he is and they know what he can do, and so they're trying to manipulate him into doing his experiments in the jail again. Yeah. But there's always been talk before Stuart Gordon's death that there was going to be President Reanimator, and it was going to be Herbert West is in jail in America. The president has died and only one person can help. And so they get him to reanimate the president. But what they don't realize is that Herbert's powers over the bodies is such that he can actually manipulate. And they've just never got around to making it. And I think that Jeffrey Combs is probably not interested anymore. And with with Stuart Gordon passing away and Brian Yuzna's gone on to other stuff like The Color from Outer Space, which is still Lovecraft and still fucking magnificent.
Yeah.
Nick Cage, High Point Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Amazing film. Good double feature, Color from Outer Space and Mandy. Stick those two films together. Yeah, they are gems. Yeah.
Nice. But so it's not looking like this is going to happen by the sounds of it, though. Like,
no. Unfortunately,
I can't see it happening.
No, Gordon died about 10 years ago, maybe not that long, and Yuzna's still pretty keen to do it, but I don't think that he. I don't think
big names in Lovecraft adaptations, by the way, Jimmy.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks, man. Got me.
There's probably better Lovecraft properties that they could make an original story out of. Color of Outer Space proved that's true. You know, Guillermo del Toro keeps talking about making an At the Mountains of Madness.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
He keeps getting fucked over by the studios because he likes working with, I think, Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And he kept taking his treatment over to them, and Warner Brothers complained that it contains neither romance and a happy ending.
Oh.
And if anyone has ever fucking read Lovecraft, it contains neither of those
things. Yep.
And then when he was nearly about to get the go ahead on his script, a fucking little piece of shit movie came out by the name of Prometheus.
Yeah.
Which is almost the exact same concept as At the Mountains of Madness. So the studio then knocked him back the last time, saying, "Your thing is too close to
We've already made
thing,
this movie."
So we're not doing it. And then basically that's it. He's stopped trying, I think, which is a fucking shame.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed, absolutely agreed. There's so much water still in Lovecraft's books, and funnily enough, he hasn't been a subject of cancel culture when you consider that there's some racially sensitive stuff in his to like, that's underestimating what you'd actually refer to it as. And he's never been cancelled because people still want to have their plush Cthulhu that they can like their chibi Cthulhu and stuff like that,
and feel okay about it.
Yeah, no one ever goes. No one ever sort of. There's a couple of different things that haven't made it to that. I always find it funny that I show my daughter TV shows from the 80s, and she'll be like, "Oh my god, that's so racist." And I was like, "You have seen The Office, right? You know that show that you love, The Office. You have seen that, right? Like, are you kidding?" And so, I guess that. Yeah, I don't know. We all love what we love and not what other people do, I guess.
Yeah, it's that old thing about like separating the art from the artist, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, Lovecraft's one of those ones where they've certainly found a way to completely separate it because it's influenced so many things.
Yeah,
consistently. Yeah, influenced so many things.
Especially now, it's like it's public domain now, right? As well, like yeah. So
the amount of board games that are Lovecraft based.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm playing a game at the moment on the Xbox called Dredge.
Oh, Dredge, yeah.
That's a Lovecraft game.
It is,
and
totally
it's a fishing game, and it's a Lovecraft game, and it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever felt anything that was so thematically
ominous. Yeah.
Yep. And so much like Lovecraft and it looks like fucking Steamboat Willie.
It does. Yeah. It's a clever little game, that one. Dredge.
Yeah, love it. I'm shit at it, but I love it.
Well, fellas, we might have to wrap it up there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, I know you're dying to fucking plug your shit. That's the only reason you sat through this hour and a half is so you can tell
I'm not the one that
where
ate
your stuff
16
is.
nuggets. There is no shit plugging in this part of the world.
Go on, tell everyone where they can find you. Justin, where can they see you? List off your 8 fucking Instagram accounts and all that stuff.
No, it's just the one. It's just Digital Retribution. That's all we're doing. Digital Retribution on Twitch and Digital Retribution on Instagram as well. Just horror movies and general movie stuff, comics and video games. I streamed Dead Island 2 this afternoon.
Nice. And a banger at like an absolute fucking whiz at Fortnite, I think.
Well, yeah, until the 14-year-olds get on after school.
I would love to see the faces of those kids when like they get smoked by this old man, you know, like I love that shit.
There's nothing I love more than playing Call of Duty when somebody does the whole I fucked your mum thing and I'm like, she's 74. Are you okay? Like, you need an adult? What the fuck? Why my mum? She's ancient. Go and find a young mum.
All All right, well, that's going to do it from us. We're going to wrap it up there. Thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. I hope that was interesting, entertaining. No doubt you'll see a lot more of Justin around on the Retro Ramble for sure. We love having him on. Yeah, that was great. Thanks for hanging out with us, Justin.
Thanks for having me.
Scott, been a pleasure, as always. What's the rating to lead us out, man? What are you at?
Oh, it's settled at a 9.5.
Okay, so you're feeling fucking fantastic. What you're saying is that 16 chicken nuggets is like the recipe to happiness, basically.
I wouldn't quite go that far, but goddamn, that was too many.
Let me tell you, just quickly, I saw a meme today that had a headline from a newspaper somewhere in America, and it said that man dies after eating 253 nuggets. And the first comment was, so 252 is the limit. So 16's a good start,
16's
Scott.
a good warm-up, you know? Yeah, keep pushing it through, Scotty. 20 next time. We'll get it. All right, we're getting out of here. Thanks, everybody. Take it easy. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.